Good morning YouTube, and welcome to the Bullet Effect, where I attempt to live from water and a raw vegan diet in the form of smoothies. One of our friends sent me a message and asked me if I could share some of the food that I have in my fridge that I use to make the smoothies with. So without further ado, my dear friend, here you go. We got spinach, which is basically something that I put religiously put into a smoothie, except for the pre-gym workout smoothie. Then I have some kale, I have green beans, starting on this side, orange, cucumber, carrots, beetroot, tomato, apple. I normally take the Granny Smith, the green apples, avo, pear, pawpaw, pineapple, pumpkin. I've only put this in once though, it didn't taste too bad, but I'll continue to use pumpkin. Almond nuts, banana. In addition to these veggies, fruit and veggies, I've also added the following. This was on a recommendation by a dietitian friend of mine that said that they would be concerned about my health if I lived purely off this. So I might need to add some oil, and also I'm blood group O positive, so therefore I need quite a bit of protein. So in addition to this, I add sesame seeds. These are products that I bought with my money. These are not endorsements. If I don't like them, I'll tell you. So sesame seeds, organic linseeds, and then this would be and pea protein isolate. Normally in the morning I would add maybe 1 or 2 scoops of this protein isolate into my smoothie. This is just to help me get in the necessary proteins that I do, especially because we go to the gym and I'm completely off carbs, which by the way, I think I'm lactose intolerant, so it's a good thing that I'm off the carbs. In terms of this pure protein isolate, this is 100% vegan approved. So it fits in within the diet. And then also, in addition to those additives, I also add the superfood shakes. This is the superfood brand, Ancient Abundant Energy, and this is the one that contains the chia, organic mesquite, lucuma, hemp seed and maca. And apparently this is also very, very good nutrition wise. I also add, especially in the mornings when I make a sweet smoothie, I will also add some of the stevia liquid. Also it is vegan approved. And then lastly, I have this DS24 daily supplement multivitamin that I take. And again, this one is also available in a vegan form. I didn't know that when I bought this, but since I'm not a vegan, I don't really mind about the capsule on the outside not being vegan. And then every now and then also, maybe once every 2 days so far, I'll add some coconut, organic virgin coconut oil, cold pressed. So this adds quite nice flavor, especially to the morning smoothies. Overall, I'm a fan of the morning smoothies because they're sweet. So because it's still in the morning, I'm going to show you quickly how I would typically prepare my morning smoothie. This is not the pre-gym workout smoothie that I started taking on Friday morning. This is going to be a sort of a, let's call this breakfast smoothie. I already have a half-used banana, so for the purposes of this demonstration I'm going to use the banana, so waste not, want not. Normally in the mornings I'll make the bigger cup because that'll give me my breakfast and also provide me the lunch, because normally I drink half of it. But for now, I'm going to make half of this cup as a smoothie because today is Sunday and I don't need to worry about lunch yet. So yes, vitally important, as per the NutriBullet book, they always recommend that you should take at least 2 handfuls, if possible, of a green. So that could be kale or lettuce and kale, or kale and spinach, or just kale, or just lettuce, or whatever green I suppose you could find. Apparently herbs are also very, very good for you for various reasons. I haven't started adding fresh herbs to my smoothie like parsley. I'm still playing with recipes. So basically it's just a case of plonking it down there. I've learned that especially with the leaves you can press them in down firmly, purely because they take up quite a bit of space if you don't put them together. And I would always add kale and spinach together, and that makes up basically the foundation of my smoothie. Then, and this is pretty much a case of what you're in the mood for. So typically what the NutriBullet recipe book recommends is that you would take 1 or 2 handfuls, or work up to 1 or 2 handfuls of a green, and then add a combination of 1, 2 or 3 fruits and also a superfood. NutriBullet have their own superfood. Again, I bought all of this with my own money, including the NutriBullet. I'm not promoting NutriBullet. All I'm saying, if you're interested, NutriBullet has a nutritional guide where they show the different kinds of foods that they would recommend you put together to make part of the NutriBullet recipe. So in their recommendation, that's the foundation, 2 or 3 fruits, and then a bit of nuts. So what I always do with a banana, I'll cut it in half. I'll cut it both ways like that. It peels nice and easy. And then it's already split the skin for me because I use the skin, as you'll see now. The reason I cut it up, I don't need to cut it up, but the reason I cut it up is just to save some space so I can get some more fruits in there. Another thing that they recommend is that you don't fill it beyond the max line. Now the max line on this cup is there. As you can see, I'm already up to the max line, but don't worry. When it blends out, it'll be fine. What I do find is if you do fill it up, especially with like banana and avo, it becomes quite thixotropic. So be mindful of that. So what I also then do is I scrape the skin, not because I'm an expert, but I've read that apparently these pieces of the banana skin actually consists of a lot of nutritional value and we should use it. And then what else, the other thing I've read about this banana skin is apparently it's very good for wrinkles, if you're interested. So what they say you should do is you should take the banana skin and rub it on the affected areas, the areas that you want to treat. Leave it on there for half an hour and then rinse it off. I know this is not the main topic of discussion, but I did go to the toilet this morning, although it wasn't a very impressive visit. So with that in mind, I'm going to add some pear. Pear also gives a very nice flavour, and typically what I would do is I would just cut it up into pieces like this. Chunk it in there, press it in nice and firm. That's enough for now, and this I'll save for later. Pawpaw also gives a very nice taste, so I'm going to add some pawpaw, just a couple of strips. These are pre-cut. Also, if you cut a piece of vegetable or fruit, I find that it's just better to keep on that fruit and use it as quick as possible, because otherwise you get that oxidization. And from what I've read, apparently once the fruit or vegetable starts oxidizing, then it becomes a little bit less effective in its nutritional value. So again, this is a breakfast smoothie. Often in the breakfast smoothie I would also add some carrots. I like adding a bit of a vegetable in the morning. I don't really want to get that I don't want to get those sugar spikes that you could get. Then also I've got ginger. I don't always add ginger, but this morning I read an article, and because of that I feel it's important for me to add some ginger this morning. So then simply, if you add some of these stevia drops are basically, it's a sweetener. So they reckon 6 of these drops equals 1 teaspoon of sugar in terms of the taste. So for me, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will be enough. This morning I want to add some coconut oil as well. My muscles are quite sore, so the first day I did this I put like probably a full teaspoon of it in there. I find that literally that much is more than enough, and you can actually taste it, and it makes it quite oily if you add too much of it. Let's see, what else do we have? Nuts, almond nuts. Last week, most of the week I added mixed nuts, but I think this week onwards I'm just going to start adding almond nuts. I just grab a bit like that and I go chuck it in, and I reckon that's enough. Again, the temptation is there just to grab the nut and put it in your mouth and eat it, but obviously that will defeat the whole object of this experiment. Salome yesterday in the Q&A Saturday, Salome asked me, how long do I think I'll sustain this? You know what, I had 30 days in my head, but I think I'm going to go for as long as I can mentally overcome not physically taking a piece of food in my hand and putting it in my mouth. I want to overcome that desire and see if it's possible to overcome that desire, and just maybe one day I'll get to a point where I'll go, I just need to eat this today, and I'll grab it and I'll shove it in my mouth and I'll eat it. But that's basically where I'm going. As soon as I mentally cannot keep sane anymore not eating, that's the day I'll probably start changing. But for now, I can do it. Yesterday was bad. Yesterday was very bad. So sesame seeds, again, I'm wary of adding too much. Too much of a good thing is not good for you. So just a sort of a quarter teaspoon of sesame seeds. Again, not always. And this is not, I don't even know what sesame seed does to your body. I don't know what ever does. Apparently all of this stuff has good nutritional value for you. So I'm not a nutritionist. I don't study this stuff. I learn as I go. These are linseeds. Again, just a quarter teaspoon. And again, I don't add this twice daily. I'll add that once a day maybe. I'm by no means a nutritionist, so I don't really even know what some of this stuff does for your body, other than the little bits I've read and so on. So I think if you just keep a good balance and sort of eat a variety of things, you'll be okay. Unless there's something that crops up. I must say that I already feel a desire or a need for a certain thing. So like this morning, I really feel like a pear. I really want to grab a pear. So that's why I'm putting pear in there. Protein powder, I'm not tried protein powder. Again, vegan approved, 80% protein, no added sugar, no added flavoring. This protein powder has been derived from split yellow peas and has a mild pea flavor. It consists of complete protein as it contains adequate proportions of all the essential amino acids. Well, on that note, let's add another one in there. I have a sneaky suspicion that this one is going to be a bit of a thicker, one of your thicker varieties. And then also, just for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to add some of this superfood shake in there. This is chia seeds in it, and apparently very, very good for you. I'll add this once a day, maybe once every 2 days. Also because it's hellishly expensive. And that's basically it. I normally then take out my tablet so I don't forget to drink that, because by the time I've finished making my smoothie, I'm on my way out. So I normally put my tablet there so I don't forget to drink my multivitamin. And then I have one of these bottles. I bought this recently, so this is 2.6 liters of water that I put in here every day, and I aim to finish this on a daily basis, excluding that water that I put in the smoothie. But I just wanted to talk about the bottle, so I'm using this to fill the container. That's too much water. Never mind. So then it's just a case of closing this up, make sure it's nice and tight. And I watch the clock. Normally I do this, they recommend 90 seconds, I sort of stick to that. And there's 90 seconds now. That's 90 seconds. Then in addition to what I've just done, what I always do in the morning, and this really improves the taste, is add ice. So basically the NutriBullet booklet, they recommend that you don't add more than 25% of the total volume of your smoothie in ice. From some of the research that I've done, if you do overfill your NutriBullet cup, what will happen, there's a seal between this drive and the impeller, or the blade on the inside, and I've seen that it starts leaking out the bottom there. So it's probably in the long term advisable in terms of your wear and tear on your NutriBullet not to overfill it. I did overfill this slightly, but it is a small cup. So then what I do with the ice, I basically just give it a whirl. I don't want it to crush the ice completely because I quite like those little chunks of ice in there. Let's see how this tastes. I've never made this recipe before. I've made similar to it, but I've never made this actual one. And that's the beauty about this. It's probably, for me, I like that variety. It's different every day. That's quite nice. Bottoms up. So to my dear friend that asked the question, and anyone that was interested, that's what I do. Just made myself dinner. Just got back from that party we were at today, and still no cheating. They had the most fantastic food there. They had sausages, like German sausages, and beef that was just perfectly cooked, and potato salad with mushrooms in it. It was really tough, and everyone was having a great time, obviously having a couple of drinks along the way, and I had water in a wine glass. I'm actually very hungry at the moment. The only smoothie I've had is the one I made this morning, and now I made another one. I put a whole beetroot in here. It's not bad, taste of beet. It's tough. It is tough. But have a look at this. Herewith my Sunday reveal. And as you'll notice, there's a definite difference in how I look, and also I weigh 85.1 kilograms when I weighed myself this morning. So that is a remarkable difference in 1 week, from 92 kilos to 85.1. I'm very chuffed with that. Or the aim of this experiment is still not weight loss, although the side effect, I do appreciate it. The main goal for me doing what I'm doing is because it's a social experiment whereby I want to see the impact food has on our daily lives, and if you remove yourself from that social environment, what impact does it have on a person? So another thing that I want to report on is that every dinner we used to, dinner the missus and I normally eat together, and again, it's a social thing. That's what you do, you eat dinner together. And all of this week, while I've been editing the vlog for the day, she's been eating alone. Shame, and she's very, very supportive, because she would eat away from where I am so as not to tease me with food, I suppose. So that's very nice. Thank you for your support, my lovely. Another thing that the missus also pointed out this weekend is that it's quite tough for her to have this social interaction when, although I'm there, I'm not involved in the social interactions. And obviously, like today when at the party when the people started eating, we left. Not I could withstand it, but people judge you for not eating, and some people take offense. And also, the missus also feels bad sitting there with a plate of food eating in front of me, which you don't have to, but I appreciate where she comes from. And so yeah, that is something to consider. If ever you want to do something like this, you're gonna need your partner's support in this, because that is vitally important. So if you've watched this far, thank you for joining me today. Looking forward to tomorrow. It's much easier in the week than what it is during the weekends, because obviously a lot of our social interaction happens during the weekend. So yeah, it's going to be easy to get through the week and tough on weekends. I can see that from the first week. So yeah, if you've watched this far, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. If you have any comments, don't forget next Saturday, Q&A Saturday. And please don't forget to hit that like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. And please share. Appreciate the support. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, YouTube.